Hello, this is Tess with Metal Clay Today and with our featured artist, Jonna Faulkner, who's a spectacular artist, and you will recognize her name, no doubt, because she was featured as the cover artist for Holly Gage's calendar for this year. So, having said that, hello, Jonna.
Hey, Tess.
Hey, so nice to see you again.
Well, thank you for inviting me. Very pleased to be here.
Yeah, well, actually, she invited us to her studio. But anyways, because Jonna teaches here at her home and in other places, so we'll tell you about that later too. So, we would like to know a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
Okay. What part of the country are you from originally?
I was born in Washington State, and it's southeastern Washington. We lived there till I was 12. And then we moved to a suburb of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I did my first session in college up in Meadville, Pennsylvania, which is where I met my husband, who's sitting over there. And then I lived in New York City, I lived in Mexico, and finally wound up in California.
When you said session, what were you referring to?
Oh, well, I'm a child of the 60s, so, I went for a couple of years and then dropped out. And
out of school?
Out of school, out of college, yeah. And then I went to live in Mexico and moved to New York City, and I completed my education in New York City.
Oh,
I majored
nice.
in English literature.
Oh, okay.
Entirely useful, but...
Well, maybe we'll have you write the article.
No. I got over my writer's block, but I'm really happier working with my hands.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, we're very glad you work with your hands too, let me tell you. So when did you discover metal clay?
I want to say it was probably 1999. Marcy Stone owned the Shepherdess here in San Diego at that time, and she brought in a woman named Marianne DeVos, who had started out with precious metal clay and switched over to art clay and came and taught a session. And I knew within a couple of hours that this was a medium that I really wanted to explore. And I bought my kiln the first day. And,
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. And sort of that was it.
Do you still have the first kiln?
I do, but it's not running as well as it might.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but I hold on to it for sentimental reasons.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. So when did you decide that you wanted to actually teach it?
I've always liked sharing stuff I love, so it was sort of a natural kind of thing to do.
Oh, that's wonderful. So when did you decide you wanted to go on further with that? Because you're senior certified now.
Yes.
And you actually sell the product.
Yes.
So you're kind of our Southern California distributor. So when did you decide that you wanted to really get involved with it in a big way?
Probably that first day of class. I enjoyed it so much, and I found it to be such an easy medium to learn, and I just really liked working with my hands. And so prior to that, I'd done beadwork and off-loom bead weaving, and I've worked with fabrics, embroidering and so forth. But as soon as I touched the clay, everything else kind of went away, although I still have boxes of stuff that I'm going to have to figure out what to do with. But I knew right away that this was something that I wanted to explore in depth. I did my certification within the year after, my senior certification within the year after, yeah.
Wow.
And I've just been very lucky to have good teachers. I've gotten to study with some really fabulous people, and I love the people in the metal clay community. I actually find the whole jewelry community really interesting.
So you also do traditional metalsmithing, right?
Yes, but I'm what you call a perennial student. I really enjoy traditional metalsmithing, and I like to combine aspects of the two work, metal clay and metalsmithing. But I'd say metal clay comes first, but traditional metalsmithing is right close behind.
Mm. Yeah. Okay, well, I think I would like it if you'd share with everyone who's going to be watching this video where you teach. Where can they find you?
Well, I teach here in my home studio, which is in Escondido, and I also teach at at a place called Idlewild Summer Arts Program. It's located in Idlewild, California, which is in the mountains, about, I guess, 2 hours from here. And then in July, I go back as a teacher, and I teach a 3-day class in metal clay, and it varies every year. This year, I'm going to be doing a class on complicated clasps. So,
oh, wow, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
What is fine silver your favorite medium?
It kind of depends on what I want to do.
Does it?
Yeah, it's definitely my primary medium.
Okay.
But I'm kind of eclectic. I like a lot of stuff. And I mean, as I've gotten older, I've realized, well, let me step back. My brother is an extremely talented artist. And so, you know, he went through school as an artist. And I went through school as a struggling writer. And once I discovered working with my hands, I felt I just wanted to learn everything. And so I took lots and lots of different mediums, and it's come down to metal and anything associated with metal.
Okay.
So that, I think, would be where I'd say.
Yeah. So where did the pearls come in?
I just am a pearl junkie. I just like their luster.
Yeah. Where do you find your inspiration?